When you think of luxury, does a particular fragrance come to mind? For me, that's Bond Number 9's Nomad. But is it worth the price tag? Come back and we'll discuss. Come back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video of Smell Good with Jenna. I'm, of course, Jenna. Thank you so much for stopping by. You know what you got to do. Like, comment, follow, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So, Nomad. For those of you that are non-New Yorkers and aren't familiar with the neighborhood of Nomad or north of Madison Square Park, it's a pretty trendy, affluent type of neighborhood. You have luxury apartments, restaurants, hotels, bars, lounges, just a really trendy spot to go to, and that's what you typically see in these shows and movies where they depict New York. It's surrounded by buildings like World Trade Center, Empire State Building, all that stuff. So you have Bond Number 9's Nomad that essentially tries to depict that neighborhood. So when I first came across Nomad a couple of years ago for my birthday, I wanted to buy Greenwich Village, the body silk, to pair with the actual fragrance. And just for a heads up, if you ever go into a Bond Number 9's boutique and you give your information, number, and address or whatever, they will call you pretty often. Now listen, I don't mind. The woman that helped me is super, super nice, but it's a lot, if you will. So anyway, but with that said, I went in there, super, super nice. The woman that helped me out, and along with my purchase, she gave me a whole bunch of different samples with my purchase. So randomly, as I've mentioned in numerous videos, I don't really like samples. Why? Because if I fall in love with something, I'm going to want to buy the bottle. I'm not going to finish that sample. And sometimes a lot of them just sit there. So it happened to be one of those days where I'm like, you know what? Let me try this sample. One of the samples was Nomad. And when I tell you I tried it, it was a summer day, and I was like, whoa, this is good. This is really good. It reminded me of, now you niche snobs, don't, jump on me, but it reminded me almost of Gucci Guilty, I guess because of that ambery stuff, like ambery vibe that it had, but just so much more elevated and luxurious. And I was like, whoa, this is not even, it was everything. Again, it made me feel like money. And I'm like, as per usual, as I just mentioned, once I tried out a sample, I knew I wanted it. And wheels started turning. Oh, when and how was I going to purchase this? But I was hooked once I smelled the sample. So now I have in my mind that I really want this fragrance. And the thing is, I have a wish list like I know we all do. And it's either the season that we're in that's coming up that I'd rather get that particular fragrance on my wish list that's closer to the season, or I might like something a little bit more, but I knew I wanted this fragrance. Funny enough, Tribeca from Bond Number 9 was before this, and I knew we were heading into the fall winter season. I wanted to get that before this. Mind you, this is a couple of years ago. Anyway, outside of that, I'm weird. I like when my bottles are a specific size from a specific brand. So for example, I have Tribeca, I have Madison Ave, I have New York Nights, I have Greenwich Village. They're all 1.7 ounces. I want all my fragrance bottles to be the same exact size. Unless I happen to finish one and I upgrade, whatever. I just wanted the same size. So I couldn't find a 1.7 ounce. The only place I could find it on was on their website, and they were selling a 1.7 for $320, which doesn't make sense. You can get a 3.4 on discounter sites for significantly less. So the math wasn't mathing, right? So I was on the search just for a 1.7 ounce, and I couldn't find that. So finally in December, I wound up pulling the trigger from Max Aroma. I found a really, really good price. I believe it was a little under $180, and that was the best that I've seen from other places. Now, granted, it wasn't too off from other discounter websites, but again, anywhere we can save an extra $1, you go with that. So I wound up getting the 3.4 ounce for yeah, a little bit under 180, and the 3.4 ounce on Bond Number 9's website actually is 460. So that's a huge savings. And I wound up actually, did I pick it up, or did I have it shipped to me? I can't remember, but I think I picked it up. As I mentioned in a previous video, if the cool thing about Max Aroma, if you're in New York, you can actually pick it up. So this was another fragrance that I wound up picking up, and I finally brought this baby into my collection, and it's home. So before we get into the notes, not gonna spend too much time on the bottle. It's pretty standard for Bond Number 9 fragrance. It's their star bottle, gorgeous, screams luxury, and the box that it comes in, everything is pretty straightforward. So always love their packaging. But now when we actually do get into the notes, I don't know, on their website there isn't a top, middle, or base breakdown like there is on Fragrantica, so I'm just going to read the notes. You have pear, quince, black currant, violet leaves, oud, rose, amber, and vanilla. Like I said, I don't know what the actual breakdown is, but this is such a sophisticated scent. I know we see so many rose and oud fragrances out on the market, but something about this one is stunning. It just smells like luxury. The rose notes is prominent. You smell the oud, but there's a sweetness to it, and I believe obviously that's the pear and the quince and the black currant that makes it juicy. A rose note could pull a little mature leaning. This isn't, I think, with the fruity notes at the top, if that is the top, this makes it modern. So it's not necessarily like old money, sophisticated, but it's just like modern, and I'm of status and I have money. It's a gorgeous scent, and then when it dries down, you smell the vanilla, that sweetness, and a little bit of the amber. Gorgeous. You're going to feel like money smelling this wearing this fragrance rather. This is the type of fragrance that you pull out for a special occasion, like a formal event almost, or a date. Just if you want to make a lasting impression and turn heads, and who's that just walked in, this is the fragrance that you pull out. I find this pretty unisex, but it's slightly feminine leaning, but men would smell absolutely amazing in this. I wanted to purchase this fragrance like I did for February, just because I put this in my top date night fragrances video. I think this fragrance would be beautiful to wear on a date. So I equated that with Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is in February, cold. You get where I'm going with that? So I think that's the perfect time to wear it. However, like I mentioned, I first sampled this fragrance during the summertime and fell in love then. So I think honestly, this is a fragrance you can pull off through the whole year, man, woman, whoever. Again, you want to create a sense of just elegance and sophistication, and leave an impression on your date or at an event, this baby you bring out. Trust me. So this baby doesn't really need help in regards to projection and sillage. This is going to fill up a room. You're going to leave a trail. But as I always do, I like to layer my fragrances. And as you know, at the end of my videos, I always like to give my recommendation of what I wore it with. So as you know, always in the beginning, always use an unscented soap to get that base clean. And then, since this is a rose fragrance, I started off with Tree Hut's Moroccan Rose Gel Wash to get that rose base going. Then from Skinpotion, I'm actually upset in hindsight. I should have got their triple butter body butter. Is that what it is? Because I just love how a butter feels putting it on your skin. But nonetheless, I still love this anyway. This is their Kama Sutra Crystal. It's a rose scented body milk. Use that. And then since there's a pear note in Nomad, I used from Blanc and Noire skincare. I love their oils, so good. It's affordable, $18.99, and they have a lot of scents that are inspired by our favorite fragrances. So if you haven't, definitely check them out. Vanilla Pear, this is inspired by Kayali's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. Like I mentioned, that pear note, and then it also has that vanilla, gives it this combo of that sweetness, so it's not necessarily all rose forward. And it was just so beautiful. Once I put this on, it just lasted all day. Loved it. Now, with that said, I haven't really tested it out with anything else, but I think, since I mentioned this is inspired by Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, I think this would smell really good with Kayali's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. I also think with Delina Exclusive that this is going to pair extremely well together. It's something that I want to try layering out. And I'm going to release a fragrance review video on this fragrance. It is not discussed enough, but Louis Vuitton's Fleur de Dessert. This is another rose oud type of fragrance. And I think that would pair. You're going to smell like absolute, that's what this retails for. You're going to smell like money. Trust me. So I think those two would layer really well together. But like I said, I haven't really tested these different layering combos out in the wild yet, but I do plan on it because I'm in love with this fragrance. So do I recommend you purchasing Bond No. 9's Nomad? Yes. If you want, again, sophistication, but modern, luxury, leaving an impression, this is the fragrance that you pull out. You wear it on date night, for an event, set the tone, and have people go, who's that? This is what you bring out. So yes, I definitely recommend this for man and woman. Perfectly unisex. So that is my video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have Nomad. Do you plan on picking it up? Like, comment, follow, and subscribe. And always remember, the best compliment one can get is that you smell so good.